Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Bullring, presented by our friends with HMS Motorsport. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Racing America's sweetheart, America's Racing sweetheart, Travis Braden's sweetheart, whatever you want to call her.
All of the above.
Yes, Jess Ballard. And Jess, our friends with HMS Motorsport, of course, sponsored show. You're looking for helmets, belts, driver suits, you name it, they've got
just
seats.
A good shopping day. I love to just go to HMS and just, browse through the aisles.
Oh, yeah. Well,
cute shoes. I don't drive a race car, but do I need American flag fire suit shoes? I might.
Yeah, maybe if somebody else is buying, right?
That's right. Yeah, not on my own dime.
Well, we've got a good show for you here today. Ty Majeski is going to join us after his ASA Stars win at Madison. Going to hear from Max Cookson about Oxford and Pass. Chris Gabehart, Denny Hamlin's crew chief, will be here with us about their big win at Kansas. Brent Roy will talk to us about the new Super Late Model Series up in Canada. And Jason Corliss will be here after his ACT win at Thunder Road.
What? The highlights? Ready for the highlights?
Well, yes, we are ready for the highlights.
Did I jump the gun on the highlights?
No, you didn't. My brain lagged. You actually did it at the right time. So let's go racing across America now. Of course, Friday, Cars was at Ace Speedway up in near Elon, North Carolina. Of course, we'll have an extended breakdown with Jess and Keely Dubinsky of those races tomorrow on Cars Tour Weekly. Connor Zilish taking the win in the Pro Late Models. And Carson Quapple, boy, he is just
on fire.
Yeah, he has been tough to beat there in the late model stock division. On Saturday here on Racing America, Super Late Models were in twin action at Citrus County in Florida. First race, it got interesting early. Ron Lufquist on the pole. He spun the tires and ended up taking out track champion Jared Irvin. Mike Bresnahan went on to win race 1, while George Gorham Jr. won race number 2. The Sportsman also had twin races. Take a look here at twin number 1. Charles Bauer spins from the pole in turn 3. Then Cody Brousseau goes for a spin in turn 2. Bauer spins again after contact from Brooks Storr. In the end, Jason Vale took the win in race 1, and Eric Sharon ended up with the win in race 2. Anderson Speedway. You like Anderson Speedway?
No, well, I don't want to say no, but that's not on my list of
favorite places.
It's not on my list. I mean,
you can't say we're not honest here on Racing America.
They always let Travis set up his T-shirt tent, which was very kind, and for that reason, they are on my good list.
Well, it's a tough little racetrack, of course, and Jeff Markham was the winner of the late model race there Saturday, and then Sunday. We talked about it for a while leading up to it. The ASA Stars in action at Madison. Look no further than the front row for this race to get a little bit of an idea just how tough a race it was. Bubba Pollard, Ty Majeski leading the field to green. Contact early between Majeski and Jacob Gomes put the California driver in the wall late in the going. Dan Fredrickson, he's able to get around Jacob Gady for the lead, while Fredrickson made it to the line first after post-race inspection. His motor didn't check out, and that handed the win to Ty Majeski. And, I know Dan Fredrickson is upset, and he has every right to be upset. That was a great race that he drove. It was a great win. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that we were concerned about with these early ASA Stars races in the Midwest was the ASA Midwest Tour cars run different carburetors and do things a little bit differently than the Southern Super Series and the CRA. And based on everything we've read and heard, it looks like an oversight that really didn't give Dan Fredrickson any type of advantage. Ended up costing him the race.
Yeah, I mean, these were things that we were talking about, in the very beginning days of this concept. And I don't know much about the mechanics of race cars, I'll be totally honest.
Me either, don't worry.
But having events with, black and white rules for this reason is important. And, the fans the series, the drivers, no one likes a win by disqualification, but
it
happens.
It happens. I mean, I think Tom Majeski even said that, last year the same thing happened to him at the Bigley Memorial in Florida because they were basically running something that they could run up in the Midwest, and an oversight ended up taking that package to Florida and ended up costing them. So
I would never want to be a tech gal.
Never.
Too much pressure.
I wouldn't want to be a tech gal either. When we come back, we're going to talk to the winner of the ASA Stars race. Hopefully, Ty Majeski, he's pretty busy today doing some stuff for his Truck Series team, but he's scheduled to check in with us next, and we'll talk to him then.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
It's a huge doubleheader weekend of New England grassroots short track racing, May 20th and 21st. It all begins with the Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models on Saturday, May 20th, as they tackle the treacherous high bank of White Mountain Motorsports Park. Then on Sunday, the 21st, it's the American Canadian Tour's return to Lee USA Speedway for the Governor's Cup 150. That's May 20th and 21st, and you can see it all on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
You're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon. And you know what? Our next guest has an honor. He's making it hard on us for scheduling. This is the third time Max Cookson has been on the show this year. Max, that's the most of anybody.
Yeah, well, I guess that means we're doing something right, huh?
You are. I'm trying to get as many people on the show as possible. So we have you on at the beginning of the year for something. I can't remember if it's preview and all. I think maybe it's after Hickory, and then we had him on for the Kowicki announcement. And now you go out there and you win two regular shows out at Oxford. Heading to Oxford this weekend here on Racing America on Saturday with Pass. I've got to think that you are going in there with a ton of confidence.
Yeah, we run the last Pass race of the year at Oxford, and then the first two weekly races of the year. So right now we're 3 straight at Oxford. So the confidence is definitely up really high going into this weekend, and built a brand new car over the winter and really built the car, that's just going to live at Oxford, and basically just try to tune on it there all season long, getting ready for that big one at the end of August. So we're feeling really, really good about it. And just everything is going our way right now. And we got the momentum, and there's nothing better in racing than that.
What type of chassis is that new car, the Oxford car?
We all run distance cars. Both of our cars are distance cars.
Sweet.
Yeah. And, distance, is Jeff Taylor, who I think's won the track championship 9 times at Oxford, and they're predominant up in that part of the country. But I got a feeling if you brought something down south or in the Midwest, they would perform pretty well too.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, like in our neck of the woods, it's Fury,
Hamke,
yeah,
Port City,
some Van Dorn. So
yeah,
for the folks in my neck of the woods, that might be a new one. I told you off air that I just followed you on Twitter. Apologies for not following you before. But your most recent tweet is this awesome picture of you and your crew, and 20th to 1st in 50 laps. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
It was unbelievable. So we started 20th. So going into turn 1, I mean, we set out 3 wide, and by lap 3 we had passed 7 cars and had a yellow. So we were realistically, it was a 47 lap race from 13th. So, but the car is just working so good there right now, and just feel like we're hitting on it every week, and we're just getting better and better and better, and just being able to build on it every week. And it's just like whenever we do something or try something, we're just constantly gaining there. So be able to be that good, this year there has just been really big, because pass runs a lot of, I think we have 5 or 6 races there this year. So just being able to get a little bit better every week, and we just haven't slowed down yet.
And I got to think in a 50 lap race, I mean, there's so much saving you have to do in series races and extended lap races. I can't imagine you had much opportunity to save anything this past week.
Yeah, I mean, when you're coming from 20th and 50 laps, you don't really got an option to ride around or try to save any. So you pretty much just got to go from the drop of the green. But heading into this weekend, kind of got to get that mentality out of your head, and you're really gonna have to preserve this weekend a little bit, for 150 laps. And there was 32 cars, opening day for the weekly race, and 25 this weekend. But this weekend, there'll be 35 cars, so it'll be a good field of cars, and really just try to manage the track position there and just hang around till the end of it.
So you got another Oxford race coming up here, but what else is in store for you in 2023?
Yeah, so our primary focus is going to be running the Pass North and Pass National, trying to chase those 2 championships. And we plan on running, a handful of other races. We're headed to Lee on the 21st, the day after the White Mountains Pass race. And, going to run a bunch of the Oxford weekly races, really just trying to race all we can get. I don't think there's any way, to get better than just racing more, and I feel like that's what we've been able to do, is just race a lot. I think we're going to run 7 races this month, and really just trying to hammer them out and try to get better every week.
Well, Max, you couldn't pick a better time to start peaking, because with the Kawicki points and that season being even shorter than your other, actual series seasons, you got a lot to pack in a short amount of time, and you've definitely done that so far. We wish you the best this weekend, and like I said, I mean, you keep doing maybe we'll just have you on weekly.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll just have a weekly moment with Max Cookson if you just keep winning every week.
That's awesome. Thank you. The quickie thing's been great, and our Oxford race rained out last weekend. For that Sunday, we went and did a Walk for Autism charity walk, and went out and supported that. So it's been tough trying to juggle everything, but program's so awesome. Being able to fit that stuff into the schedule has definitely been awesome.
Well, good job, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Try to get out to Oxford Plains Saturday if you can. If not, watch here live on Racing America. We come back, we're going to talk to Chris Gabehart. Of course, he's Denny Hamlin's crew chief. We're going to find out how they got to Victory Lane this past week in Kansas.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach Victory Lane. winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Race fans, the ASA Stars National Tour roars into Hickory Motor Speedway for an unforgettable night of racing action with the Tar Heel 250. Some of the best grassroots racers from around the country gather in the hills of North Carolina on the Thursday Thunder in the Foothills. Joining the ASA Stars National Tour will be your local Paramount Auto Group limited late models. Tickets to the Tar Heel 250 are available now at starsnationaltour.com. Don't miss any of the incredible racing action coming to Hickory Motor Speedway Thursday, May 25th.
Yeah, spent a number of years racing short tracks. Obviously, mainly was focused around the Southeast, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida. We ventured North Carolina a little bit there at the start, but mainly those states. And then as we started to do more, we started to travel more of the country. Went up to Indiana for some races. Michigan on a couple occasions. So yeah, kind of been all over. I've had the pleasure of racing at a lot of short tracks across the country. It was a lot of fun and enjoyed my time doing it.
Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, I wish it wasn't contact, that decided it, but I mean, who knows what happens in turns 3 and 4, right? I would have loved to have that opportunity, but he may have got the better end of it. But it's certainly high on my list. Again, if I want to get to a win number, I've got to capitalize on every opportunity that I can. And to me, Kyle is just exceptional. I think my crew chief called him the greatest driver. Tells you what he thinks about me, but it's we have that kind of respect for Kyle that he's gonna far exceed my win total, but the time that I'm here, I've got to capitalize on every opportunity.
And of course, that was Kansas winner Denny Hamlin. His thoughts after that win on Sunday on the road to the Cup. Joining us now, his crew chief on the FedEx Toyota, that is Chris Gabehart. And first off, Chris, congratulations on the win. And Denny made mention that you said he went out there and outran one of the greatest drivers in Kyle Larson. That was a pretty great battle between two of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers.
Yeah, Denny will probably make me eat a little crow on some of my comments post-race.
He seemed to feel that way from what we saw afterwards, kind of tongue-in-cheek.
That's perfectly fine. I am more than willing to stand behind my words, and I know Denny is too, but more specifically to that race and to your point, what a battle. Like, if you don't like that in stock car racing, you don't like stock car racing, right? I mean, just a tremendous battle. Nice long green flag run between kind of the hunter and the hunted, and Kyle knew what his strengths were and he played to them, and Denny had to get through a little bit of traffic and knew what his strengths were going to be, and he played to them, and just what a great bit of gamesmanship at a terribly difficult racetrack to navigate. One that you can really see it, you can understand just how hard it is to do what these guys do, and fortunately we came out on the right side of it. But I was happy to get the race for the win against such a world-class driver and team and be able to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, that was super exciting, and it's always great that we're having all of these great finishes, great races this season. It's great for the fans. I've always been interested, when you're on the box, how do you stay focused when there's a great race going on? And it's great if your driver's in that great race, but how do you stay focused on just your car when there's all these other things going on?
Because I got to admit, Jess is probably the same way. When I'm sitting there watching it at home, I'm kind of turning when they're going through the corners like that. Like, get through her a little bit better.
Yes. Like, how do you keep your cool?
That's a really good question, actually. It's not one I've been asked, so I enjoy to kind of share that with the fans and viewers. But I am very tunnel visioned on the 11 car, so it is. And I imagine a lot of crew chiefs are tunnel visioned on their car. So post race, there'll be a lot of things that happen in the race that honestly I didn't know about, or certainly didn't evaluate or understand the details of, because, you know, if a caution comes out or an event happens on track, if it doesn't pertain to the 11 car, my immediate focus is, okay, here's the information. Now what's next? What do we do with it? You know, so where that race went specifically, I'm happy to share because I remember my thoughts distinctly. And with about 15 to go, when I realized unless a caution comes out, you know, this is kind of going to play itself out. We got a car fast enough. We're going to run him down. Can we pass him? I don't know. I mean, we're pretty fast. I think we got a shot at it, but who knows? I just became a fan because for the 11 car specifically, over the last 40 to 45 races, we've had many, many opportunities to race for wins where we were good enough to race for wins. We deserve to race for a win. And that's all you can ask for, is to have a shot when you're on your days where you're good enough to do so. We've had a lot of those, but we haven't got to race for a lot of those wins, whether, you know, whatever the circumstance is, we just haven't got to get to that point where, you know, 15 or 20 to go and you get your opportunity to go race for the win. So for me, I was relieved for our race team that we got to that point, happy that we were going to get to enjoy what I knew was going to be a great battle. And truthfully, whether we won it or not, I was just happy to be there and have the opportunity to do it. And fortunately, we came out on top.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, just like Jess's boyfriend, Travis Braden, you won the CRA championship when you were a driver, right?
I did. Yeah, I did.
So your
Jess says he's so old, I didn't even know that.
And see, the thing with Chris is, it's interesting, is when you go back through the history of racing America, back to Speed 51, Speed 51 radio and early Speed 51 TV races, you know, we broadcast a lot of races that you were in, Chris. So as a former driver and now a crew chief, a week coming up like what you've got, you go to Darlington here in a couple of days, where Denny is obviously one of the best drivers there is at Darlington, and then North Wilkesboro. I mean, what a 2 weeks this has got to be for all of you guys in the sport.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of time and say I certainly knew more about Travis than probably Jess or he knew about me, simply because I admired his way through the sport, or could relate to it because it's so similar to mine. I graduated from Purdue University with a mechanical engineering degree, and, you know, I raced multiple disciplines of racing, but my claims to fame probably would be the 2007 CRA Super Series Championship, and then won the All-American 400 a couple years later.
Oh, Travis doesn't have that one.
Yeah, so he has the Winchester 400 on me, and I think I've probably led more laps than any driver to never have won the Winchester 400. I have led a lot of laps there and never won it. But anyway, so you're right. My background is such that I am a purist at heart. I do love the roots of where our racing come from, the Winchesters, the Nashvilles, the North Wilkesboros. You know, we could just go on and on. Darlington, gosh, love that track. Bristol. All these racetracks that kind of laid the path for where we're on today and really where we're going to go. And I'd love to see our sport start to acknowledge its past again and look at it with fondness, because it should. If you want entertaining racetrack or entertaining racing, I always say you go to entertaining racetracks. That's the first thing you got to do. And there's a reason these racetracks were successful, and there's a reason they're starting to come back around. So it is a great time to be in the sport. Man, I love getting to Darlington, and then North Wilkesboro right behind it's going to be a treat.
In Darlington, I've heard people say, you know, Tony Stewart and guys like that, in a way, it's kind of like a big Winchester.
I've never driven Darlington, but certainly a lot of laps around Winchester, and it definitely looks relatable. I definitely feel like there would be a lot of similarities that I could pull from if I ever were to do laps around Darlington. And as a driver or former driver, that's a lot. I still pull from a lot of that experience today. No matter how many tools we have and how much exposure you get to the sport, there's just nothing like having driven a car and understanding that environment and understanding what these guys and gals go through. And, the little cocoon they're in and how hot and how tense it gets in there and just how hard it is to do what they do. So back to Kansas, and again, fast forwarding to Darlington, we've been fortunate enough to win a Southern 500 there, Denny and I together. I love those racetracks where you can really see it. It's on showcase. Certainly you get a better understanding of how hard it is if you've driven race cars before, but even if you haven't, there's certain racetracks you go to, and we just named a couple of them, that you really can truly grasp just how hard it is to drive one of these 3,600-pound stock cars at the levels that they do, and I it's easy for me to become a fan of it. That's for sure.
Well, Chris, I know you're busy. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out for us today, and not only good luck, but have fun these next couple of weeks.
Oh, I have fun every week. I mean, some more than others, but I play a game for a living. Very fortunate to do so, and look forward to getting to a couple really good racetracks and hopefully putting together some more good showings.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. That's Chris Gabehart. When we come back, we're going to talk about Canada's newest Super Late Model Series with Brent Roy.
Race fans, the ASA Stars National Tour roars into Hickory Motor Speedway for an unforgettable night of racing action with the Tar Heel 250. Some of the best grassroots racers from around the country gather in the hills of North Carolina for the Thursday Thunder in the Foothills. Joining the ASA Stars National Tour will be your local Paramount Auto Group limited late models. Tickets to the Tar Heel 250 are available now at starsnationaltour.com. Don't miss any of the incredible racing action coming to Hickory Motor Speedway Thursday, May 25th.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Hi, I'm Max Cookson. You're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon. And, we're all about pavement late models and super late model stocks, what have you. Well, a new series is starting up in Atlantic, Canada, the Super Late Model Series. And joining us now is Brent Roy. And Brent, first off, thanks for being here with us. Tell me a little bit about how this all came about, because I've been familiar with the Parts for Truck series and the Maritime Pro Stock series. Is this similar? Is it different? Is it the same? What do we have here?
Well, the biggest thing was that in the region we had some racers that were looking for kind of a shorter schedule and to run on an equal playing field no matter what the package was. So we have some cars where we're a little crazy. We're going to run some built motor cars, some supers against some pros, and the majority of the cars are crate motor cars, but we run a tire that's fairly hard and compound, so more power is not necessarily going to help you. But basically, myself and two other track owners got together and recognized that there was an opportunity here for race teams to create a series that was focused on the race teams and focused on the fans and putting on an excellent product every time that we hit the track. So our biggest focus is to give back to the teams, number one, as best as we can. And then the second thing is to put on as good of a show for the fans as possible that come to each event.
I think that's such a great point, that some racers they don't want to do the full 20 race schedule. So how many races are going to be on the schedule, and when's the first event?
So the first event's coming up this weekend on May 13th on Saturday at Speedway 660, which is the racetrack that my family own and operate. We have 6 races total for this year. So it's really kind of a, put our one foot in the puddle to start with, see how it goes. We sat at a table before we opened registrations, and we said, look, if we get 20 teams registered for this, we're going to be over the moon excited. And once registration closed, we were sitting on 25 teams, and I have about 7 more teams wanting to come this weekend alone. So that is for our neck of the woods. That is
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely a reception that we were not totally expecting. We were expecting, like I said, 20 cars would be a phenomenal show, and we're looking to be over that at pretty well every event now. And we're just super excited about it. 6 races to start, and who knows where the future will take us, right?
Well, I like the model. I know when I worked with PASS, back in the 2010s, especially with the South Division they made the rules where you could run a built motor, you could run a crate motor, you could run a 2-barrel, you could run a 4-barrel, and you vary weights and different things like that to equal out the playing field. And I thought the races were great.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're kind of going with a similar mindset. So I like to think of it as we want a really wide fish net to catch as many fish as we can. But then once you catch those fish and you have those race teams at the racetrack, it's as even for each team, whether it's a guy that's coming in for 1 or 2 races that might have kind of an odd engine package. You want to make it fair to that guy, but you also want to make it fair to the guys that have been supporting you the whole time as well. So we're working really hard to make sure that that's the case. And, it's not a perfect system, but it's one that you might have to adjust as you move forward. And we're totally okay with doing that.
What can people do to find out more about the series and rules and schedule and all that sort of stuff?
So we're super active on Facebook, SLM Series, slms.ca. Up here in Canada, our websites are .ca, not .com, which makes it sometimes a little harder or easier to get a website, but slms.ca. So Super Late Model Series.ca. Has our schedule, all of our rules, contact information, everything that way. Our Facebook page and Instagram, Twitter, YouTube is all going to be coming active here. Facebook and Twitter has been pretty good, and Instagram. YouTube's going to come active here in the next week or 2 once we get our first race under our belt. Because the other thing that we're doing is we're going to post our races the week after on YouTube for our fans to see, to try to help build the momentum for the next event and move forward. So super exciting. We've had a lot of companies within the industry come on board for contingency sponsors as well. Kind of going back to that, helping the teams out. If you finish in the top 10, not only are you taking prize money home, you're taking a contingency prize from a sponsor, whether it's 5-Star Bodies or Penske Racing Shocks, Swift Springs, Hypercoil, Port City Race Cars. The list goes on and on. If you have a top 10, you're going to have a pretty good night.
Well, I think what you're doing is great. You guys have done a great job to keep us informed about, where you were headed and whatnot. And I'm excited to see what comes of this. Brent, thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.
I appreciate it, man. We're right now, the forecast is looking pretty good. The sun's shining here right now, but it changes every 3 hours, I think. That's what's great about Atlantic Canada. The forecast changes every 2 to 3 hours, so you can't tell until race day. But hoping for a good weekend. We appreciate your guys' support. Really appreciate you having us on here. very welcome to do it. Anytime you guys want me on here, we'll chat about whatever you want.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks again.
All right. Speed safely.
Thanks. Whenever we come back, we're going to talk to Jason Corliss about his ACT win at Thunder Road.
It's got to be the wildest ride in the world.
That is your whole being in that moment is to do as good as you can. I'm a racer, and that's what I do, and that's what you do.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Race fans, the ASA Stars National Tour roars into Hickory Motor Speedway for an unforgettable night of racing action with the Tar Heel 250. Some of the best grassroots racers from around the country gather in the hills of North Carolina on the Thursday Thunder in the Foothills. Joining the ASA Stars National Tour will be your local Paramount Auto Group limited late models. Tickets to the Tar Heel 250 are available now at starsnationaltour.com. Don't miss any of the incredible racing action coming to Hickory Motor Speedway Thursday, May 25th.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring. Of course, we love covering the American Canadian Tour here on Racing America, and albeit we were not able to be at Thunder Road due to contractual obligations, we still wanted to cover the series and talk to the winner of this past weekend, Jason Corliss. Jason, congratulations, and I know it's always a big deal for you ACT guys whenever you go to Thunder Road and can get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for us, our team, Thunder Road's kind of our home track, and I actually live about 2 minutes away from the racetrack. So being that we're running the tour this season and it was a tour race this year, definitely a big deal for us.
Wow, that's very close to the track. Do you feel like when you're running the series there, I would assume that there's just so much pressure on you to win at your home track. You can't let these guys, show you up on your turf.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride that goes into, running well at Thunder Road for the guys that are weekly and run there often. We're not running weekly there this season. We didn't last season, but we've run weekly there for a long time. So we definitely take a lot of pride in trying to protect our home turf. And, Thunder Road has a history for being a really tough racetrack. And, we don't want just anybody walking in there making it look easy, because it's certainly not.
How did the day play out for you? Because for folks that don't know, you guys run heat races, and it's not just based on where you finish in the heat race, but how many cars you pass and finish positions and all that stuff is as far as how you line up for the feature. So how did the race end up playing out for you?
Yeah, it was about as hectic as it could possibly be, for us to be honest. American Canadian Tour uses the plus minus system to start the field. So ideally, if everything goes right, you're going to draw a chip that puts you in the back of the heat race. You're going to pass a lot of cars, get into a qualified spot, have a big plus to carry to the feature, and hopefully that puts you right up front. To start the green flag for our heat race, we actually ended up getting pinched into the wall, had a little bit of damage from that. So right from the green start on our heat race, things weren't going to plan. So we ended up with a -1 out of our heat race, had to go to the consi. We were able to win the consi, but we carried a -1 over to the starting grid, which put us 17th. So we started in a hole, but we were okay with it. We knew we had a strong car, so we started working our way up slowly, and we got to about 9th, and we had a power steering issue, which resulted in us losing all of our fluid and spinning in said fluid and backing it into the turn 4 wall.
It sounds great so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, perfect start. Just how you draw it up, really.
I mean, and I can't imagine being at Thunder Road with no power steering. I mean, that's just got to be perfect.
Yeah, no, it's not good, especially not exactly the biggest guy out there. So handling with no power steering is not really a realistic expectation probably for me. So, but yeah, spinning in my own fluid was our biggest concern, more than not having power steering. So we ended up having to come into the pits, and thankfully the guys were able to get it repaired and give me power steering back and keep the fluid in the reservoir, which is always good. And we went back out and started on the tail and slowly started working our way up again. We got to exactly the same spot we were in the first time when we had a power steering issue. We got back to 9th, and I cut a right front tire. Just ran over something.
You won this race, right?
Yeah,
you did win this race, right?
Yeah, it sounds more like an Enduro. But
yeah.
The plot keeps getting thicker and thicker.
And the odds keep getting worse and worse, it sounds like.
I know. You would think. So, yeah, we cut a tire down, and at that point, I thought for sure our day was over. And thankfully, we got a caution. Somebody else had an issue at the same exact time, and which was kind of the theme. It was, we'd have some misfortune, but, some good luck went behind it. We lost all our power steering fluid, but they took a long time to clean it up, which gave us time to fix it. And then we lost a tire, but somebody else had misfortune, which gave us the caution we needed to come in and change the tire. So came in, put a tire on, and we started in the back again. And well, we passed a bunch of cars already today. Let's go try to do it again. And we just methodically just worked our way up. And again, there was some luck involved. You get the right line on restarts, and you avoid some other issues some other guys are having. And next thing you know, I'm late in the race, I'm restarting 3rd, and then I got a late restart, which put me 2nd. And at that point, it's game on. And thankfully, we were able to complete the pass, and with 15 to go, and run away with it. Just a wild day. Again, like I said, not how you draw them up, not exactly how you want to get them, but you'll take them any way you can get them. And it definitely makes for a good story, I suppose.
Oh, I think it makes for a great story, and that's what makes these American Canadian Tour races so great. Is there's just so much going on with them. And, it's like I told somebody, when you watch these cars, I've got to see them at Hickory and Oxford in person, but it seems like you guys are like right on the edge the entire race, taking these cars just as hard as they can go. So to be able to go out there and survive and get that win like that is pretty awesome. We want to congratulate you. I really appreciate you joining us. That was not where I thought the story was going, but that is a great story on getting that win. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Jason Corliss, the winner at Thunder Road on this past weekend. We come back, we'll tell you about everything going on here on Racing America this weekend.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, Then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
It's a huge doubleheader weekend of New England grassroots short track racing, May 20th and 21st. It all begins with the Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models on Saturday, May 20th, as they tackle the treacherous high banks of White Mountain Motorsports Park. Then on Sunday, the 21st, it's the American Canadian Tour's return to Lead USA Speedway for the Governor's Cup 150. That's May 20th and 21st, and you can see it all on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring, and just I'm calling it Super Saturday on Racing America, because I think we've got 5 or 6 streams, and they're all at great racetracks.
Are they all supers?
Mm,
No. That was just a fun.
Not quite.
Okay. I was going to say.
But there's a lot of supers in there.
Super Saturday.
There's a lot of supers in there. Let's see. Anderson Speedway in Indiana, the Ohio Wheelman Series will be there. And
I like Anderson. I like Anderson.
Yeah, Jess doesn't hate Anderson. It just caught her off guard whenever we asked her a little bit earlier. That Ohio Wheelman Series we saw last year at Shady Bowl and Killcare, they had great car counts, and I thought the racing was great. So this should be a fun day at Anderson.
Yeah, for sure.
JEG CRA All-Stars at Birch Run. Excited to get back to Birch Run up in Michigan. Super Late Models again, Twin 25s at Citrus County down in Florida. Now, ARCA will be at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway on Saturday. Racing America will bring you the Pro Late Models and the CRA Street Stocks. So be aware of that whenever you look on racingamerica.tv. And then we talked about it a little bit earlier, the past Super Late Models and past modifies at Oxford Plains Speedway. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I think it's already been postponed twice.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Twice.
You ever heard that deal where Earnhardt after the Winston, Jeff Bodine, he goes, yeah, old Bill came up there and tried to spin me out twice. I didn't take it.
Twice. That was a little before my time, but that sounds iconic.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
I'm going to start using that.
Yep. What's Bill say? He said, I wasn't brought up racing like that. Okay.
That's a little different than how this past weekend went.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it might be the way it'll be at New Hampshire. And which, by the way, at Kansas, if anybody didn't know, you need to go look at that social video of Ross Chastain and Noah Gragson. I mean, Ross knocked the crap out of him. You could hear it go.
Well, not only that, but because of his super cute new haircut, the impact was like exaggerated because his hair kind of.
It went.
Yeah.
But now I will say, in Noah's defense, if he could have connected with what he was bringing around before that guy grabbed his arm.
And no one can agree on what the color of that guy's shirt was. What would you call it? Mustard.
Brown mustard. Like olive, maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, go watch the video if you haven't.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. All right, when we come back, we will wrap up this episode of the Bullring right after this.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Race fans, the ASA Stars National Tour roars into Hickory Motor Speedway for an unforgettable night of racing action with the Tar Heel 250. Some of the best grassroots racers from around the country gather in the hills of North Carolina on the Thursday Thunder in the Foothills. Joining the ASA Stars National Tour will be your local Paramount Auto Group limited late models. Tickets to the Tar Heel 250 are available now at starsnationaltour.com. Don't miss any of the incredible racing action coming to Hickory Motor Speedway Thursday, May 25th.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Welcome back to the Bullring, and unfortunately, due to his truck commitments, Ty Majeski is not able to join us today. He apologizes. He wanted to be on the show, and he's always been great to us. So
we understand.
Yes, one time isn't gonna.
We'll give him a free pass because he's one of those short track racers that we're all so proud of.
Yeah, and he has not forgotten about his short track roots.
For sure.
Not just with us, but obviously, going back and racing as much as he can, including this past weekend at Madison. And I think you have got, I don't want to say a unique perspective because there's a lot of people that go through this, but Ty wins the race after the motor infraction with Dan Fredrickson, and like we mentioned, there was some concern that this could be an issue going up into the upper Midwest where these engine rules aren't the same. It was in red and white, actually, in the rule book, stressed, to not miss this, but nonetheless, those things happen. Your boyfriend, Travis Braden, he won the Snowball Derby after a disqualification of Stephen Nassy. When you're on that side of it, and it is a humongous race like the Derby or like the race this weekend, does it take any of the enjoyment out of winning it at the time?
I think that's a 2-section answer. One, I think it depends on the driver.
Because y'all seemed pretty excited that night.
Well, if you remember, y'all had me, this was back in the Speed 51 days, y'all had me on the screen on the broadcast. Oh, that was the broadcast that was on Facebook, because there was all kinds of, Anyway, I was crying on the front stretch when Travis finished second. You got the camera right up in my face. And
that wasn't me, but I hear you. You can blame Mark for that one.
And we were so happy with that second place finish because
it was hard fought.
He finished. He was the last to qualify in. The car got destroyed in the practice session before qualifying. It was this whole thing.
Spun out with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, it was a crazy. And so second felt so good. We were so excited. We were crying. it was the biggest second place finish of Travis's career. It probably almost meant more to him than wins. Then hours later in the tech shed, we get handed the trophy. And it was, to be a Snowball Derby winner is obviously like the ultimate, for a super late model driver. And I don't want to say that it I think he still looks at himself as a winner, because I think he could have won the race. It wasn't like he was there at the end. But I think, because just like with every disqualification, there's all this discourse online about, you remember it was just drama, because everyone,
had their opinions.
And so we felt it took away from that awesome second place finish. And the story to some people was like, oh, he was handed the win, instead of like, oh, we should celebrate, this awesome second place finish.
Anybody that does not know should go back and watch the end of that race, because like I said, he got spun out with 3 laps to go. He passed Jake Garcia he missed that big wreck after that, and then he passed Jake Garcia on the last lap, which ended up being the pass for the win in the Snowball Derby. And I think to me, what comes out of that now, looking back on it 5 years later, is that nobody, when they look at it, he's a Snowball Derby winner. And
there's no asterisk next to his name.
And when people look at it, they're going to say Ty Majeski is an ASA Stars winner at Madison, and they were the first legal cars across the line.
Yes, and of course, like, no one, the fans, the racers, the series, the drivers, no one likes to have a win by disqualification. But I do feel like Tech is just one of those racing things. Yeah. I'll give you an incredible stat. Out of Travis's 2 crown jewel wins, the Winchester 400 and the Snowball Derby, he has only led 1 lap. Because he didn't lead any laps at Pensacola. He led the last lap at Winchester, and they had come in the pits with all kinds of mechanical issues, and that was a weird win too. And if you look at wins on like, oh, well, this happened, then there's probably a lot of people with a lot of wins that would just...
I think back on Johanna Long winning the Derby, and they're like, oh, she spun Landon Castle out. And Landon Castle will even tell you that he was, and that he was slow and doing everything he could do to hold her off. So I think that's the moral of the story. Now, for real, we're going to wrap up the show after this segment right now.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands, as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
It's a huge doubleheader weekend of New England grassroots short track racing, May 20th and 21st. It all begins with the Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models on Saturday, May 20th, as they tackle the treacherous high banks of White Mountain Motorsports Park. Then on Sunday, the 21st, it's the American Canadian Tour's return to Lead USA Speedway for the Governor's Cup 150. That's May 20th and 21st, and you can see it all on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Well, the white flag is out. Final lap here on the Bullring. We want to thank all of our guests, Max Cookson, Chris Gabehart, Brent Roy, and Jason Corliss, all for being here on the show today. As you heard, we got a ton of races on Racing America, all on Saturday and all available for subscribers. Can't watch them all at one time, which they're going to kind of lay out to where you can
just have a marathon.
Yeah, you catch some and then the next one and the next one, but you can watch these races on demand, just as if you missed any of the Bullring, you can watch it on demand on racingamerica.tv. And we also don't want to forget our 24/7 free channel for connected devices, original programming, races, lots of great programming on there, so be sure to check it out with your smart TV or other connected device. Tomorrow, Jess, Thursday, in case you're not watching it here on Wednesday, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. You guys, you and Keely Dubinsky, Cars Tour Weekly, presented by Pepperjack Kennels. You got a good show, Connor Zilish and Ryan Millington.
Yes.
And getting ready for North Wilkesboro.
Yes. This is basically just a Keely and Jess tell-all. Mostly Keely.
Sometimes it does work out that way. That also allows me to remind you, no Cars Tour Weekly next week or no Bullring next week. Reason being, they're racing at North Wilkesboro on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So with everything going on next week, not that we're going to be taking it off. We'll be at North Wilkesboro. So be sure to check all of that stuff out on some other 3-letter network. For Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz saying so long. We'll see you in 2 weeks back here on the Bullring.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
Can you believe it? Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanted to make that first lap.
Go!
It is difficult. The green flag flies. We're underway in Milwaukee. Green flag back out. Milwaukee Mile.
Putting on a good show, Hart.